This boy got a castle on his head at the Grammys. Sad. Just sad. Now available in paperback and e-readers. Spellbound, a darker shade of black. Get your copy today at your favorite online bookseller. Better get the groove slow, y'all, cause we're having us a barbecue. Will Smith and his family are back in the news again. Why? Just why? Now, this was the first appearance of Will Smith at a major award show in 3 years. Now, back in 2022, Will Smith attended the Oscars as he was nominated for Best Actor for his brilliant performance in King Richard. And as he was attending the 2022 Oscars, one of the hosts, comedian Chris Rock, made a joke about Will Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, starring in the movie G.I. Jane 2. And this incensed Will Smith, or as some people believe, Jada Pinkett Smith got so incensed that she basically looked at Will Smith and he wound up storming on the stage. And as he stormed on the stage, he slapped comedian Chris Rock and looked to, again, threaten him, telling him to keep his wife's name out of his mouth. And this whole incident basically wound up tarnishing Will Smith's whole reputation, leading to him possibly winding up almost being arrested, and also led to him being banned from the Oscars for 10 years. And 3 years later, he has decided to go to the Grammys, and he went to the Grammys hoping to basically repair his already damaged professional reputation and by going to pay tribute to Quincy Jones, the man who he said was like a father figure to him, and the man who basically launched his career in acting by having him be the star of his show, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And Will Smith would have possibly looked great at the Grammys had he not brought his children, because just like his wife, according to some reports, embarrassed him at the Oscars, his children further wound up embarrassing him at the Grammys, and they embarrassed him at the Grammys by the way they went out here looking to get attention for themselves, and the way they basically looked made Will Smith optically look bad as not being a father who could handle his business or make sure that his children were a positive reflection of him as a man. Now, Will Smith's son and daughter basically came to the Oscars in a pair of outfits that were basically embarrassing all around. Now, both of them said that they wanted to go out here and look something like out of the goth scene, but both of their outfits look nothing like anything I've seen from anyone in the subculture. No, what both Willow and Jaden looked like were basically breathing brand new life into old stereotypes about black people, and they both basically made Will Smith look like a complete fool in front of the entire world once more. Now, Willow, Will Smith's daughter, basically came to the Grammys wearing an open coat dress and a bra and panties, or a hot pants as some call it, and this scandalous outfit basically did not make Willow look like a respectable young lady who was looking to, again, be nominated for an award and looking to present a positive image of herself. No, basically Willow was looking like a black female Jezebel for the entire world to see, and doing this on the same stage as her father really, again, was embarrassing because it showed that as a father, and even her mother, Jada Pinkett, did not do a good job of raising their daughter to understand that she has to, again, look, not only go out here and look and present herself in a positive fashion, not just for herself, but also because this is what's going to reflect on the family. And again, when you have your daughter out here wearing an outfit like this that's so scandalous, again, right in front of your father, that's not a good look for the father because it doesn't show him as a strong man who basically taught her daughter how to respect herself, or taught the daughter that, you know, how your optics look all around. No, this basically makes Will Smith, again, look like a beta male father who again has no understanding of how to be able to lead his daughter and be an example of manhood for his daughter, to demand that she go out here and present herself in a way that basically respects him as a man and respects the people at this event. And that's what was really sad for Willow Smith, who again also put on some colored teeth as well, and again not really again looking in a way that looked positive all around as related to Will Smith's image. Again, you have children who are supposed to be your fruit, but sadly are looking like the children of the corn, and showing how they basically grew up like stalks. And the one that really showed how bad the entire Smith family looked was Jaden Smith. Now, Jaden Smith decided to attend the Grammys wearing a Versace suit, a black Louis Vuitton suit. I thought it was a Versace, but it's a Louis Vuitton suit, along with a Bodhi's Vampire Castle headpiece. And as he was wearing this Vampire Castle headpiece with a hole cut for his face, he thought he was making an artistic statement, but the whole statement he was making as he was wearing a Bodhi's Vampire Castle headpiece was not one of a black man who wants to be taken seriously at 26 years old. No, what he was making a statement where he was basically being set up to be the punchline of a joke. Now, the people at Abodi say that the headpiece is supposed to be combining the mysterious elegance of Abodi, Transylvania, with a bold modern design inspired by Transylvanian history and the vampire legends of the Bathory. But this piece basically makes Jaden Smith look like a complete buffoon and a complete clown, because instead of him looking like a 26-year-old adult man, he's looking like an immature child, and an immature child who really doesn't understand about how a man is supposed to carry and conduct himself. And that is what happens in a lot of homes with beta male fathers. Whenever there's a beta male father, the boy doesn't understand how to operate as a man, and because he doesn't know how to operate as a man, he gets talked into doing things or coming up with ideas to do things to get attention. But when he goes out here to get that attention, he doesn't see how it's keeping him from being taken seriously. And instead of people taking him seriously, they either shake their heads or they wind up laughing at that dude. And that's sadly what happened here with Jaden Smith. I mean, this boy thought, oh, I'll get a cheap pop and some cheap heat by putting a castle on my head. But the whole thing is the boy didn't understand anything about dignity or self-respect. No, he didn't understand about those intangibles of manhood. And since he didn't understand about those intangibles of manhood, what happened with Jaden Smith is he's got a castle on his head at a major event where his father is going to pay tribute to a man who basically had a great legacy. And again, instead of them going out here and looking to honor their father by presenting themselves positively, you have Jaden Smith wearing a castle on his head, and wearing a castle on his head basically turning this whole event from one that would be serious to one where he's the laughingstock of things. And what even disturbs me even more is that he wanted to bring the goth subculture into this by saying that, oh, he had a fascination with all things vampiric. And around 2016, he had a goth phase, again, showing me how he doesn't really understand the goth scene at all, talking about how he was goth and only wearing black and hiding from the sun. And now he says he's out of this phase. And again, that statement in and of itself is extremely disrespectful for anyone in the goth scene, because many people in the goth scene see goth as a lifestyle, and as a lifestyle because they are, again, celebrating things that are dark. But as they are celebrating things that are dark, they are basically dressing in ways to express themselves as related to how the music makes them feel. And this whole display that Jaden Smith is participating in is a mockery of everything goth. That's what I see with both Willow and Jaden, in that they're making a mockery of everything goth by you having a grown man with a castle on his head, the woman, again, dressed provocatively. Again, when it comes to the goth scene, people in the goth scene basically see all of this as disrespectful. And again, disrespectful because, again, when it comes to many men in the goth scene, yes, they may go out here and dress androgynously, but there is a masculinity in the goth scene. And again, men in the goth scene, again, would not want to put a castle on their head because that would be seen, again, as you being made as a joke. Again, made as a joke that just does not make you look like someone who's taken seriously. No, Jaden Smith doesn't look like a man in this picture. No, he looks like a child with this castle on his head. I mean, when you have a 26-year-old man with a castle on his head, he doesn't look like a guy you want to go out here and have as the face of your business or the face of your brand. And no father really would want that boy to be the face of the family, except for a beta male like Will Smith. A beta male like Will Smith will sit there and have these two kids with him, again, embarrassing him all around, and sit there and look to find some excuse to justify that. That's what's really sad about this whole situation. It's really sad because this father basically doesn't see how, in his attempt to, again, come out here and make a public appearance, he's optically looking real bad. I mean, looking real bad because here you are, you brought your kids with you, and instead of them reflecting positively on you by showing that they're respectable ladies and gentlemen who can, again, go up to an event and, again, show how they have been raised and show how they have good manners and show how they are respectable, they basically passive-aggressively disrespect you by going out here and on, the day you're supposed to be, again, honoring one of the legends of music, go out here and dishonor your legacy. That's what's embarrassing all around as related to this whole drama, again, around Will Smith. Again, 3 years after the infamous slap where his wife emasculates him, his children embarrass him, and when we look at the big picture as related to Will Smith, sadly, he continues to look like a guy who no one will take seriously, and no one will take seriously because even though Will Smith may have millions of dollars, he doesn't have one intangible that every man has to have, and that intangible is respect. And again, it's hard to respect a man who can't get his house in order, where his wife openly disrespects him. His children show no respect for him as a man. Again, this basically is a bad look all around for Will Smith. Your boy got a castle on his head. Again, your son is your legacy. Your son is the one who's going to carry on your name. And your boy is 26 years old, and he's got a castle on his head. And you're sitting there at this award show and never looking at this and saying, hey, this is not going to be a good look for me. No, it's not a good look when you got your boy got a castle on his head, got a Fisher-Price place set on his head, looking like a clown. I mean, this is what this looks like on the as related to things. You got a grown man with a Fisher-Price place set on his head, talking about it's an artistic statement, buying into all the BS that white folks tell him, and not understanding how they basically are using him to make a mockery of himself and basically tarnish his own image. This is what a true to the game father is going to tell his son. Son, you shouldn't be out here like this because, yeah, I know these people want to make their artistic statement, but don't let them go out here and exploit you. Don't let them go out here and exploit you because this is how you are representing as a man. When you go out here on these streets, you are representing yourself on these streets. Moreover, you are representing this family. And when I see a picture of a grown man with a Fisher-Price place set on his head, I just see a failure as a parent, just like I see with Willow Smith. When I see a daughter out here with her body all exposed at an event where your father is, it basically shows me that the parents have failed. And both of these kids, they're at this award show thinking they're making a statement, but the statement they're making is one that is embarrassing to both Will Smith and Jada Pinkett, saying that they basically have failed as parents because your kids are not just the talk of the town, but the laughingstock of the town. Moreover, the laughingstock of black people as a collective. And basically sitting up here, modern day minstrels putting on a minstrel show at the Grammys, putting on a minstrel show on a day to celebrate Quincy Jones, again, tarnishing the legacy of another black man, the same way Will Smith tarnished his legacy at the Oscars. And the whole sad thing is that the Smith family doesn't ever look at the optics as related to black people as a collective or themselves, because had they took a look at these optics, they wouldn't have come out here and put on this embarrassing display, an embarrassing display that basically, again, is not a talk of the town in a positive fashion, but has them looking like the laughingstock of society. The laughingstock of society when your grown son, again, your heir is got a Fisher Price playset on his head, and your daughter's out here looking like she's going out for the lady of the evening. Again, this is not a positive reflection of goth. No, this is not a thing that makes goth look good at all. And again, the subculture wants nothing to do with this, I would believe, because again, this is why a lot of people in the goth scene don't want to go mainstream, because you have mainstream people who look to make mockery of the goth scene and make mockery of the subculture and make mockery of the music, because again, Jaden shows he has no understandings of the foundations of the subculture and the music, because yes, this guy made this castle about Transylvania, but there's nothing goth about any of this at all. Now, if you want to check out many of my books that are fiction related to the black goth subculture, you can check out the books of the Spinsterella trilogy, Spellbound, The Legendary Mad Matilda, and Spinsterella. And you can find all three of those books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find them at other online booksellers like Draft the Digital, Google Play, and big box retailers like Walmart and Target. And if you want to see me take more celebrities to the barbecue, you can drop a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and Kindle, Vampires Stalk the Darkness of the Eternal Night. Get your copy of Eternal Night in paperback and Kindle on Amazon.com. Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, John Haynes, the man with nothing to lose. The man who rules the world runs into the irresistible force of a man with nothing to lose in this action-packed, all-new John Haynes series adventure. Get the regular and variant editions of John Haynes, the man with nothing to lose on Amazon.com today. Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, Isis, All That Glitters. The goddess next door takes on a bikini-clad bank robber in this action-packed, all-new Isis series adventure. Get Isis, All That Glitters in paperback and Kindle Unlimited today. Support black-owned and black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.